A dam in China failed during a typhoon. The wall of water it released was 10 kilometers wide and 7 meters high. Between 85,000 and 240,000 people died. The Chinese government hid it from the world for 20 years. The Banqiao Dam sat on the Ru River in Henan province in central China, one of dozens of dams built across the region in the 1950s as part of a massive Soviet-assisted infrastructure program designed to control flooding and generate hydroelectric power. The dams were built quickly, too quickly. Soviet engineer Vasily Brandenburg inspected the Banqiao Dam during construction and raised serious concerns about its design. He warned that the spillway capacity was inadequate, that the dam could not safely discharge enough water during an extreme flood event. His warnings were noted. The dam was built anyway, largely unchanged. In August 1975, Typhoon Nina struck central China, one of the most powerful typhoons to hit the region in recorded history. In the 24 hours between August 5th and 6th, the equivalent of an entire year's rainfall fell in the Banqiao reservoir catchment area. One weather station recorded 189 millimeters of rain in a single hour, a world record that still stands today. The reservoir behind Banqiao filled faster than its inadequate spillways could drain it. Warnings were sent to Beijing requesting permission to open the floodgates further to relieve the pressure. The communication lines were overwhelmed by the typhoon. Some warnings never arrived. Others arrived too late. Permission was delayed. At 1 a.m. on August 8, 1975, the Banqiao Dam failed. The water released was not a flood. It was a wall, 10 kilometers wide, 7 meters high, moving at 50 kilometers per hour across the flat Henan plain below. Everything in its path was consumed. Villages, towns, crops, people, swept away in darkness in the middle of the night. The Banqiao failure triggered a cascade. 62 dams across Henan province failed in sequence over the following hours, each one adding its water to the flood already moving downstream. The flood inundated an area of approximately 12,000 square kilometers, larger than the country of Lebanon. 6 million buildings were destroyed. 11 million people were left homeless. The death toll has never been precisely established. The Chinese government's internal estimates suggested approximately 85,000 direct deaths from the flood itself. Subsequent disease and famine in the aftermath brought the total estimated death toll to between 150,000 and 240,000 people. The Chinese government classified the disaster as a state secret. No international reporting was permitted. No foreign aid was requested. The disaster was suppressed so completely that it remained almost entirely unknown outside China for 2 decades. It was not until 1995, 20 years after the disaster, that a Chinese journalist named Chen Xing published an account that began to bring the full scale of the Banqiao collapse to wider attention. The largest dam failure in recorded history, hidden from the world for 20 years, and still less well known than disasters that killed a fraction as many people.